Are you being contacted by Equita Bailiffs debt collectors about outstanding debt and you're not sure what to do next? Then this video is for you, so let's dive in. Equita is a debt management services company that specialises in a variety of debt management services, including local taxation, civil parking enforcement and debt advice. The company employs more than 1,000 staff members with offices nationwide. If you owe them money, they have the right to chase up the debt because they may well have purchased the debt from other companies such as banks, energy companies and more. The first step in getting your debt sorted from Equita Bailiffs debt collectors is to ensure that you actually owe the debt. If you don't recognise the debt, ask them to send evidence, such as the original credit agreement. They should be able to prove the debt with a breakdown of what you owe. You may find that the value is higher than you thought due to interest or late payments. Equita has both bailiffs as well as debt collectors at their disposal. If an agent from Equita visits your home, it's important that you explicitly ask them whether they're a bailiff or a debt collector, because bailiffs have some extra legal powers, whereas debt collectors do not. If a bailiff shows up at your residence, then don't panic. Typically, you don't have to open your door for a bailiff. The bailiff cannot enter your residence by force, such as by jamming their foot in the door when you try to close it. Also, they should not enter if only children and/or people with vulnerabilities are present at the home. They should only call between the hours of 9 AM and 6 PM, and they should not try to enter through a window or any other opening. They must enter through a door. For the most part, Equita bailiffs do comply with these rules, but that doesn't necessarily make dealing with your debt any less stressful. A notice of enforcement must be sent by Equita to the debtor at least 7 days before further action is taken. This is known as the compliance stage. Within these 7 days, the debtor has the opportunity to clear the debt or to communicate with the creditor to come to a solution. If they don't respond, further enforcement action will be taken. If you owe money to Equita Bailiffs debt collectors, you should make arrangements to pay it back. If you can't pay the full amount, they will usually allow you to make arrangements to pay it back. They should allow you to make payments, but they may ask for proof of your income and your expenditure. Debt collectors will often use a range of tactics to try and get you to start making payments. These may include frequent calls, text messages, and even letters, or a combination of them all. In some cases, these could be viewed as harassment, and if Equita Bailiffs debt collectors are doing this, you may want to consider contacting the Financial Ombudsman. Remember, they should not bully or harass you into making payments. The Office of Fair Trading, the OFT 2012, published guidelines about debt collectors and how they should be treating debtors. These are some of the guidelines that they are required to adhere to. They should treat debtors fairly and be transparent about the debt, as well as giving the debtor time to pay. Don't pay Equita Bailiffs debt collectors unless you are sure that the debt is yours. If it's your debt, then you should act within 7 days of receiving the notice of enforcement. Remember, if you can't pay the full amount, they will usually allow you to make arrangements. If you're struggling with debt, then there are a number of options available here in the UK. Some are free to use and others include fees, and each will have their own pros and cons. If you want to learn more about the debt solutions available, then we've created a really great form that you might be interested in checking out. Click the link in the description to get started and answer a few multiple choice questions like the total amount of your debt, how many people you owe, your living situation, and we'll connect you with one of our trusted partners so that you can find out more and take steps towards improving your financial situation.